everybody, Dr. Lisa Thompson here, and welcome to another edition of The Doctor Is In Live. And in today's show, we're going to focus on social media share buttons. I'm going to give you my best tips as to where to place them on your blog so that people will share your content. So pay close attention. What I would suggest you do is get out a pad of paper and a pen and be ready to take some notes. The first thing that you need to do with your social media share buttons is to understand two things. Number one, social media share buttons, just like in real estate, it is location, location, location. Hey Keith, thanks for watching the show today. Keith's over in the UK and he's awesome. He's got a great blog too. And the second point, when you're dealing with the strategic position of a social share buttons, are you have to adopt the mindset of your readers. What are they going to be sharing? And so you always have to do that with every piece of content you create for your blog, from the design all the way to the actual blog post itself. So with that in mind, here are my very best tips when it comes to strategic placement. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that your social share buttons are on the left sidebar. Okay, that is the far left column of your blog, and it has to be there for a very specific reason. People who read here in the United States or anywhere that's English, we read from left to right. And we have been trained to look for the social media share buttons on the left side. If you have it on the right, people are trained to look on the right sidebar for opt-ins, for banner ads, and it's going to be out of sight, out of mind. So you want to put it right on the left sidebar. Okay, this is very, very important because it's psychological. Excuse me. So the second tip I want to give you, now that you have it on the left side, is now you have to make sure within, I'm sorry once again, with the social media share buttons, is that you need to have the social media share counts put on your blog, on the share buttons. Okay, it has to be enabled because it's a psychological indicator. Because the overall goal, guys, is you want people to stay on your blog for as long as possible. And when you put on the share counts, like how many people shared it on Facebook, how many shared it on Twitter, how many shared it on Pinterest, that is going to make people stop. And the higher the share count, they're going to go, wow, this is something that I might need to take a look at, and I need to read this blog post more. So make sure on your social media share button settings that you are putting the share counts there. This next tip I want to give you is when you are doing your social share buttons, have 8 or less. I see a lot of blogs where they put down a ton of social media share buttons that are from Blogger and Reddit and some other places. There's a ton of networks out there that you know about, but your readers don't. You want to put the social share buttons that you know your readers are on, that they will most likely share the content. And you have to make sure that they are in a very specific order. You want to put the social share buttons that are the most relevant to your audience first. They have to appear first in order. See, if you ever went to my website at drlisamthompson.com/blog, and then you clicked on one of my blog posts, you will see that my social share buttons are set up in a very strategic way because those are the buttons that my followers use all the time. So here's how I have mine set. It goes Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, Dig, StumbleUpon, Pinterest, and Tumblr. Those are the only social media share buttons that I have. They're relevant to my audience. And it's very important that you don't overwhelm and have so many down that it's going to distract from your blog and people are going to want to jump away because it's just too much. I believe in keeping it really simple. The next tip I want to give you with your social share buttons is don't include the name of the social media network. A lot of times you can have that on there where it will say Facebook, Twitter. Hi, Mihail. Hi, Christina. I love Christina. She's so awesome. And when you have the name of the social media network on there, it's going to make the icon a lot bigger. And I'm going to tell you in a few minutes why that's going to be bad. All right, especially if you're going to embed your social media share buttons within your blog posts. So you want to keep it to the icons. And if you're sticking with the real familiar and most used social media networks, everyone knows that the F with a blue background is Facebook. The T in a baby blue background with a bird is Twitter. You know, they know what G+ looks like. They know what Pinterest, the logo there, looks like. All right, so make sure you keep it with just the icons. And now we're going to talk about where should you put the social share buttons within the blog post. I've seen some put it at the top, and I've seen some put it at the bottom, and I've seen some put it at top and bottom. My best advice to you is put it at the bottom. And the reason that I say that is that if you're going to have a social share buttons up at the top, if people are reading, then they have to scroll all the way back up to share or go all the way over to the left sidebar and share the content. I like to keep mine at the bottom because I have call to action that says, if you got value from this post, please leave a comment and share with your friends. And then the social share buttons are right below there. So it's a quick user experience. It makes them forced them to take action quick. Okay, it's not they have to go through a series of extra steps of having to scroll back and forth. I'm giving them a good user experience. That's what you want more than anything. What you also recommend, if it has, you can also do testing of top to bottom to see where, you know, if you're sharing, where you're getting good shares from. And now the only thing with that is if you're going to test analytics like that, you're going to have the premium plugin themes, or excuse me, the premium plugins, where you have to pay to get those analytics. And that might be a good thing for you to have so that you can test to see where you're getting those shares from and what part of your blog they're sharing it from. Is it from the top of the blog post, the bottom, or the left sidebar? Now, when you're putting an embed share buttons within your blog post, keep it to one row. You don't want multiple rows. Otherwise, it's going to look really gaudy. It's going to distract your reader. And that's why when I said, remember to keep it to the logos, because if you put the name of the social media network, it's going to make it be like a really long rectangle at times. And if you have like 8 social share buttons, it's going to wind up creating multiple rows, and you don't want that. So what I suggest you do is that whatever plugin you use, a lot of them are now going to a circle for the share buttons. And if you do a circle with just the logo, you can fit up to 8. And I know this because with the plugin I use for social sharing is Monarch, I use the circles, and I can get 8 to fit on my blog post, and that's embedded within the blog post. So those are some of the best tips that I have, and I want to leave you with one final one. And this is a huge one, especially if you're using the Monarch plug, and that is they have pop-up features where they can say pop up right over your blog post, or it will show on, come in from the right or down on the lower right-hand corner. Get rid of the pop-ups. People do not like pop-ups at all. All right, there's a place for a pop-up, and I'll talk to you about that in a future show. But if you've got more pop-ups going all over the place, what that's going to do is it's going to tick people off, because now they have to go in and they have to click on the X's to get rid of those pop-ups. And by the time they're done clicking, they don't even want to see your content because they're so irritated. So less is more with the pop-ups. stick to the left sidebar and then put it at the bottom of your blog post. That's my best. Yeah, Christine, I agree with you. I hate those nasty pop-ups. You know, I just remember back in the day when pop-ups were so popular, and if you clicked on the wrong site, you wound up getting those naughty porn pop-ups. I hated those with a passion because they would start popping up over and over and over again, and it can send you into a complete panic, and people just hated that. So you don't want to take them back to a bad user experience. Okay, yeah, Keith agrees too. You want to make it a fun user experience, because if they love coming to your blog for your content, they're going to share it. I mean, I've had some where people have, I had up to over 200 shares on my blog posts because I had things set out the right way. So if you have this strategically done, you're going to wind up getting more viral content. Yep, especially D. Thanks for stopping by. Smartphones too. I haven't encountered that on a smartphone, but I hope I never do. So that's a really good point D said too. You know, pop-ups on smartphones are just terrible. So did you get value today from today's show? Leave a comment and share. And make sure that you share this video with those you know who are looking at setting up a blog and they want to know where to put those social share buttons. I want to leave you with a little final offer though. I want to offer a special incentive. I know that I've been doing a lot of great Facebook Lives, just giving you my very best blogging tips. And for some of you, still creating a blog seems to be a bit overwhelming. Maybe you don't feel you have the tech skills, or, excuse me, you feel you don't have the time to devote to building a blog. Let me make you a solution here. I want to offer you a solution. What I want to do is I want to build your blog for you. All right, I'll build it. I'll get the site set up. I will put in where the social media share buttons are. I'll even upload your autoresponder messages and even create your first lead capture page offer. I'll do that all for you. However, you have to qualify to get it. So if this is you and you need to get your blog up and running, but you feel you just don't have the time to get it done, I want you to reply in the bottom of, leave me a comment below this video and say, build my blog. And then what I will do is I will reach out to you and I will give you details to see if you qualify. And make sure that you friended me on Facebook so that I can make sure, because when I reach out to you, I'm going to be doing it through private Facebook message. And I'm only going to offer this for the first 10 people who say, build my blog. And then I will get in contact with you. Now make sure you tune in tomorrow on the Facebook Live edition of The Doctor Is In, where I'll share with you some more of my best blogging tips. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.